Casino 1. Alright, take me back. Don't... I swear to God. Also, Dark Bum. Like, what the hell, man? Yashikami. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Thank you. Dark Bum, actual... it sucks now. The betrayal, I don't know. I've never known betrayal of that magnitude before. We're gonna go Jacob and Esau Lamb. Gonna go Jacob and Esau to the lamb fight. Let's open the casino. Jacob and Esau to the lamb fight. At least it wasn't tainted, because then we would be in danger of, like, having some fun. On the bright side, we're very used to piloting 2 characters simultaneously. You know what? I'm not sweating it, because Jacob and Esau... Oh, okay, I'm sweating it. Jacob and Esau has some advantages. Boss rush, for example. I'm a believer till the day I die. Hey, on the bright side... Well, I was gonna say if you were a believer on that one, you didn't lose that much because of the odds, but then I remembered, like, that's not how that works. That is not how that works. You still lose everything you put in. But imagine what you would have gotten if we'd won. Give me some Eddie rooms. Do you get nervous when you see a lot of doubters? No, like, because I don't, like, I know I don't want to pull back the veil on the casino. But, like, I don't really care how well I do on the Isaac run. It just adds a little extra wrinkle to things, you know? I've proven myself in the court of Isaac. Like, you know, this isn't a competition or something like that. If there was, like, you know, if it was a checkpoint league style event or something like that, maybe a little pins and needles would come in. But this is all training for some event in the future, you know? I'm gonna be straight up with you, man. I'm gonna be straight up. I don't know if this is gonna work. But I feel like becoming... Ooh, I feel like becoming Lazarus is actually like a way out of this run. Now, I'm just thinking. I do think there's a chance I'll just die. And if that happens... Let's be honest, it'll be really funny. It's not Jacob and Lazarus. Oh, somebody didn't read the terms of service, which is... It's only that you start as the character that it listed, not that you have to finish as the character that was given. I did not expect that to be the secret room. I am Lazarus. Still a little spice, don't get me wrong. We definitely want diplopia, but hear me out here, okay? I don't think you diplopia the shop, believe it or not. I think you take this. I don't have the money to get diplopia anymore. There's a coin back here. That's fine. We'll go back and get it. We wanted the spirit heart for sure. This is scamming? It's not a scam. We literally talked about this. I don't know. It was probably like... I bet it was like less than 5 days ago. And we all agreed when emotion was off the line, which is why you make the decisions when emotion's off the line. So that when emotion's on the line, you don't let it blind you. We all agreed that if you... that it just dictates how you start when it gives you a character, not how you end. Otherwise, that invalidates, like, you know, 20 items in the game that allow you to respawn as other characters. I was sick that day. Unfortunately, I've been told that ignorance of the law is not a valid defense. And if you die by the sword, then you're gonna die by the sword too. Give me a penny, please. Yeah, you bet before the game. Whatever happens on that run is fair game for sure. He's right. I mean, this is the only thing. Well, goodbye to my diplopia, my sweet diplopia. But it reminds me of school. You know, I again, having been a teacher, I have to pay respect to the way that Miskiff handled things, mostly because it allowed me to stay in the game on school longer than I otherwise would have, because I was the beneficiary of a lot of the cyberbullying that led to the way that things went down. However, as a teacher, when the kids get a question wrong and then they start being like, well, I read it wrong, so you should just invalidate the question, I'm like, nah. Because when, you know, the interest of fairness, you set the terms in advance, and the terms were set. You don't let people weasel out of it just because there's a little bit of, like, wiggle room. Ooh, broken modem. I'm loving this run now. If you walk through the spikes back there, you can get small rock. Hold on, let me check. Let me check. Let me check. If you walk through the spikes, I don't think so. Yeah, you ever hear the expression, if you give someone an inch, they'll take a mile? I believe that 100%. I think you've got to, here's the thing. You must evaluate the conditions based on the actual situation, not based on the number of people that want you to change it. There's a lot of people in chat that want you to change it, but that's because they're doubters and their odds of winning have just drastically decreased. But the amount of people that want you to change the rules, it wouldn't be fair for the believers for me to do that. The terms have been set in advance, and, you know, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Change it, change it. I don't respond to bullying. I'm a when bullied, double down sort of guy. That's why whenever somebody gives me a criticism on anything, I'm like, guess I'll just never say anything again for the rest of my life. You know what? We're gonna go angel deals here too. People are like, you shouldn't have said that. I'm like, fine, guess I'll shut up forever then. Blood bank? Oh, baby. You live by the copium, you die by the copium. It's just science. Anyway, like, this is not where I want to spend my time in the world of Isaac, is just endlessly talking about, like, the semantics of the bets. They're imaginary points, and, get over it, basically. Will you return to Banner of Ruin at some point? Honestly, I need, like, an exclamation point cards in chat, okay? And the exclamation point cards is very simple. And again, this is not a nice thing to say, but I guess I'll never say anything again for the rest of my life. Exclamation point cards is when they make a better version of Slay the Spire, I'll play that. Until then, the only card game I really have an interest in playing is Slay the Spire. Like roguelites, there's some, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, I'd really like to have a, sure, why not? I'd really like to do, like, FTL today. I'd really like to do Gungeon today. I'd really like to mix it. Maybe we'll play some Hades today. Isaac's always a good time. And Monster Train, admittedly, is in that boat. Like, Monster Train is an actual, like, it's a great card game. I mean, I know where we go with this topic. It just is, it annoys people, but, like, also, you asked. The reason, like, we haven't been playing much Monster Train is because when the DLC came out, we played some Monster Train, and, the analytics looked like Sully, after his plane hit the goose. So as a result, I said, you know what? We could probably spend our time better elsewhere. How's this for a pop play? Yeah, no one talks about the goose, man. They're always like, oh, Sully. Wow, Sully's such a good guy. What a hero. He managed to take that... oh, the Eternal Heart, that's right. He managed to land that plane in the Hudson after one of the engines went out. Yeah. And he killed, like, a perfectly innocent goose in the process. But the goose has become, like, the villain. Because, like, oh, that malicious goose tried to take down the United Airways flight. Rude. Familiar's movement will be... No. Is bad. You know what? It's bad. I was gonna tell myself just one mushroom. Monsters Inc. 2 sounds crazy. Let me tell you, it's out. It's called Monsters University. It is crazy. That... You know, it exists. I mean, the movie's okay. Crazy bad? I mean, it's... No. I mean, it's not... It's definitely not crazy bad. It's you know, it's not a life-changing film, but, it's fine. I remember nothing about it, but to be fair, I remember almost nothing about Monsters Inc. as well, so... He can still lose. He can still lose. Doubters screaming and crying. Mom, you don't understand. I bet on Jacob and Esau, and then he found the soul of Lazarus on the first floor, he said, smacking the plate of chicken nuggets from her hands. You just don't get it. I forget the rest, but... Oh, like you're doing right now? Please, please. Not asked for. I always, whenever Kate brings me food that's not asked for, I always want to do the not asked for bit, but I don't think she knows the context, so I'm always worried it comes across as rude. Where I'm like, yeah, thanks for the sushi. Not asked for. Like, I'm pretty sure she's like, oh, okay, fine. Like, just go hungry next time. Because it sounds rude with no context. That's why I always try to squeeze in something like, and I didn't even have to ask for it. Dude, I got some, I was, my nighttime routine was disrupted last night. So I normally cook, you know, 5 nights a week. I was gonna cook last night. Don't even get me damn started, okay? I'm a fool, okay? I like to cook, but I also make concessions in my cooking for convenience, okay? So I wanted to make fish tacos, but I didn't want to go through the trouble of breading my own fish. And the funny wrinkle to this story is you may recall that there was a... I asked whether panko or panko is regularly gluten-free or if I accidentally bought gluten-free panko, and then chat was like, they're breadcrumbs, dumbass. Of course, it's normally not gluten-free. So I have shit panko, okay? To begin with. So that's another reason I didn't want to bread this shit. So I was at the grocery store, and I bought some breaded cod fillets, also known as fillets, so that I didn't have to go through the trouble of, you know, beating an egg and then dipping it in the panko. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but, you know, it takes maybe 5 or 10 minutes off the cooking time and stuff like that. Literally, I start putting the groceries onto the conveyor belt so that I can, you know, scan them and then bag them. and I immediately see the fish fillets that I bought are gluten-free. I was stunned. I didn't know what to say. It's, I basically, like, here's what I'm gonna say, okay? Fuck Whole Foods. It's no longer a grocery store. I've realized now. You can't go to that grocery store as a one-stop shop. I looked around, by the way, to try to find, like, the kind of, exact specifications of what I was looking for. Couldn't find it. And oh, okay, that's fine. I was like, okay, cod, that's fine. And as soon as I scanned it, it was like gluten-free. And I was like, well, screw me, I guess. I got them anyway. We'll see if they're, you know, how they are. But, same thing, like on Tuesday, I made Swedish meatballs and mashed potatoes. And I wanted to get some gravy, right? I probably spent like 20 minutes in the Whole Foods trying to figure out if they even sell gravy. Like, I didn't know... Just get owned. I didn't know where it would be, you know. In a normal grocery store, you know, you take me to like a real Canadian superstore, I know it's either near the spices or possibly like, you know, if there's like an international food section, it's foods in pouches. Sometimes they'll put them... you know, like near the taco seasonings and stuff like that. When I was in the Whole Foods, I was walking, or I went down every aisle like 3 times, being like, where the hell are the gravy pouches? They don't have them. I had to go to a different grocery store just to get them. And I'm thinking, like, now that this is 2 days in a row where to get what I want, I should have gone to a different grocery store. Maybe it's time for me to stop going to that damn grocery store and get a license to make toast in my own damn toaster. That being said, the produce at Whole Foods is... Oh, man. It is good. It's expensive, but it's good. Is pre-made gravy a common thing? Yeah, like, pretty common, I would say. Definitely not uncommon. Take me down here. Anyway, so that's what. Anyway, this was just the start of the story. By the way, this is just the beginning. The end of the story is, you know, time got a little pinched last night, so we ended up just ordering pizza instead. They, being the pizza restaurant, threw in a free salad. I don't know if it was an accident or if it was on purpose, but I opened up the bag with the food in it, and I was like, this is a little heavier than usual. Yes, there was a tall can of blackberry bubbly in there, because I love a little sparkling water to go with my za. But then on top of that, there was a salad in there. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. It made my day. I appreciated it. Oh, baby, a tall boy. And have ourselves another tall boy, yeah. Then I meet up with my friends. Head out to the game again. We don't even give a crap who wins. Hey, hey, you know what I'm talking about? I believe that's off the Offspring's, one of the albums that not many people except for me bought. It's the one with, original prankster on it. Yeah, Conspiracy of One. There you go. Well, excitement seems to flow when I'm hanging with my bros, when we're chilling and we've got a case of Strohs. Now, that game is cool to see. You can high-five on TV. Count the something with the 1, 2, 3. I don't remember the... Whatever happened to... Well, I was going to say whatever happened to the Offspring, but I did see that they kicked the drummer out of their band for refusing to get a vaccine, which is actually kind of hilarious because one of the most well-known, like, TILs in Reddit history is like, hey, did you know that the lead singer of The Offspring has a PhD in fucking, like, molecular biology or something like that? It's like, you know, I'm not surprised, really, in all the whole scheme of things that a guy with a PhD in molecular biology might be like, hey, get the hell out of my band if you're not going to get the vaccine. It seems to make a lot of sense for me. Oh, he can't get the vaccine because of a medical condition. Well, that makes this much less of like a, you know, the leopards ate my face sort of situation. All right, well, in that case, that's just unfortunate. But still, if he was an idiot, he would be owned. But instead, he wasn't kicked from the band, just not allowed on tour. Yeah, but that's how it starts. And then you get like a cool new sexy drummer in the band, and then they're like, you know what? Take as much time as you need. All of a sudden, before you know, oh, I was gonna say maybe they'll get Neil Peart, but then honestly, I forgot that he died, which is also, I guess I'm the asshole, is what I'm trying to say. That one hit hard. I'll take it. I'll take it. Wow, downvotes, really? Hey. Not the asshole, your band, your rules. Why am I blowing this up? What am I doing? Okay, I got lost in the sauce. When a run gets too easy, sometimes you get lost in the sauce. You end up, like, putting yourself in a losing position for no reason. Let's just get our heads screwed on straight. We're gonna win this one for sure. We're due. Okay. F you. We're still due. We're in fact, if anything, we're even more due now. I do indeed. I own 2 Offspring albums. This will give us, I think this is gonna give us tears, honestly. Let's go. I own Americana, which I listened to so much on a road trip as like a 10-year-old to Nova Scotia that I think I could probably still give you the lyrics from every single song. And then because I liked Americana, my uncle bought me the new Offspring album, Conspiracy of One, in like 2003. Not as good of an album as Americana. I mean, it's really, I think it has, you know, that's a great idea. Let's take Unicorn Horn and re-roll it with that trinket. I think it has Original Prankster, which is just kind of goofy. It's one of those. It's my least favorite kind of Offspring song, which is like r/that happened. Like much like, you know, my friend's got a girlfriend and he hates that. She tells me every day. I wonder if we can put this down, pick it up, get Bookworm as a result. I'm like, yeah, that happened. Original Prankster is like this, exactly the same. Says he's down in the Bahamas. No way, banging little hoochie mamas. And I'm like, come on, Dexter, you got a PhD in microbiology? That's beneath you. You don't need to make up these stories, dude. Jesus Christ, Dex. Holy fucking shit, Dex. Why don't you get a freaking job? It also has, I would say the best Offspring song on Conspiracy of One is probably Want You Bad. Track 4. Isn't that right, Zach? Still not a great song, but, you know, it's all right. Dude, we're spending a long time on this floor. Sorry, doubters. Oh, man. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, I was thinking about it, you know, it just popped into my head the other day. Because I was trying to placate the baby. Like, she rolls over on the changing table, like, all the time. Sometimes, like, all you can do is, like whistle her a song and then hope for the best. And I was, you know, just out of nowhere in my head, I was like, if I'm going to whistle something, what am I going to whistle? Well, you could always try YYZ. It's a little hard. You know, it's not, she doesn't seem to like it that much. She's not that into prog yet. as a ripoff, but you could also always do Life is Beautiful, you know? And it's been a while since I had thought about it. Donk, donkey, 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 donkey. The donkey, donkey, donk, donk. What's the goal on this run? Make the doubters sweat. Keep their heads ringing. Ring, ding, dong. Ring-a-ding, ding, ding, dong. Oh yeah, the lamb. Probably, right? Yeah. As Jacob and Esau. I started drinking cold brew because of you, and it makes me pog. Dude, I'm not a big efficiency guy, to be honest with you. Like one of those people who's like, I mean, I drink my cups of coffee on the toilet? Yes, that's because it's sterile and I like the taste. But that's mostly just out of convenience. It's not out of like, oh, I'm so busy, I gotta go like quick, right? That's you can Dan's game it if you want. This is common knowledge. Give me the freaking thing, man! Anyway, but I will say, like, a little life hack, in my personnel opinion. My life hack is, drink cold brew instead of hot brew. Why? First off, I prefer the taste. So that's, for me, that's a gimme. But then I would also say, on top of preferring the taste, instead of having to wait for a freshly percolated cup of coffee to get palatable to drink, you can just drink it right away. Let's go! Right, don't stand there. Which means, like, your total TTD, time to drink, is low, man. It's on the low side, which I prefer personally. The other thing is, you know, people are like, you gotta brew it in advance. Yeah, but you gotta brew like hot coffee too. Like if you got a traditional percolator, you gotta brew that stuff every day. Honestly, to make like a week's worth of cold brew concentrate is so easy. I grind up like, you know, half a bag of coffee beans. I put it in the toddy cold brew basin, and then I just fill the basin with cold water and let it sit in the fridge, like, and it's good the next day. It requires literally like the bare minimum level of effort. Not a 1 kilo bag. I don't know what the average weight of the bags I use is. Make sure you get the negative here. Yeah. Next floor. I'm telling you, like, there is a level of, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I'm sure. Like, if you already enjoy what you're doing for coffee, like, then by all means. But cold brew has genuinely... It's... Like, if you like the fact that there's an Isaac episode every single day and has been for, like, 9 years, you got cold brew to thank for that. Cold brew, how I love you, velvety, velvety, velvety smooth. Yeah, if you make cold brew concentrate, you should mix it with water. Like maybe 1/3 to 2/3. 1/3 concentrate, 1/3 water. Otherwise, like, you're gonna be like you're gonna have like acute irritable bowel syndrome probably. Wait, you can mix it with milk? Sure, why not? Cute IBS? Anyway, that's all I got. Try cold brew if you're a fan, at least. If you're not a fan, then whatever, middle finger emoji. But I'm like, whenever people like debate Lord about like, well, what's the problem with like regular coffee? I'm like, I guess there's no problem with regular coffee if you think that like, yeah, it just reminds me of like well, we should try to improve things somewhat, and then people are like, no. Oh, interesting. You seem to have a problem with hot coffee, and yet you participate in it. Gulp? Okay, look. This is Doubter Copium. I love Genesis. If we do Genesis, we have to go Angel Deal, and we can't go Angel Deal because we have a priority to go to the Lamb. So I know you're like, we might make an exception, but I spent so much time like arguing in favor of the rigid standardization of these runs. We have an obligation. Foreign Panda Bear, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, but you could have gotten R key out of it. I guess that's true. Could have gotten R key out of it. Take me out of here. Don't even hit me with this. Such gaslighting. NL used to be zany. Did you not see the TM trainer run where I got a combination of items that like literally just took my HP down to 0? Like, I'm telling you, I didn't change. They actually just changed the Zane. They made Zane worse to the point where it's actually like untenable now. Wouldn't it be funny if you just fucking died? Like, they made the Zane bad as a joke. They didn't hire a Zane consultant. It's like selling your home without a realtor, you know? They didn't get a professional, and as a result, now they're reaping the consequences. I have no idea if any real estate agents in chat. I have no idea what a real estate agent actually does. Me. I know it's everybody in Vancouver's backup career. Oh, that's right. I don't think Enos is in chat, unfortunately. Have I told you yet that I think, like, I don't even want to tell you this because I think it's, like, an amazing, like, I'm glad that the field is not, or, I mean, I don't know, maybe it is crowded. But anyway, here's what I was going to say, all right? I think that the easiest job on Earth might be a notary public. And I was unfamiliar with the notary public, really. I mean, streaming is really easy, don't get me wrong. I was unfamiliar with being a notary, or what a notary even was, until we bought our house. And in order to buy our house, you have to sign a bunch of, like, very serious documents that are basically, like, you owe us a staggering amount of money. But you can't just sign them, like, you know, with your, you know, I don't know, the person selling you the house. Like, you have to go to a notary, and the notary's job is literally just to verify that two things. One is that you are who you say you are, which means that you're legally actually able to sign this contract, but then also that you understand, kind of at least, what the contract means. So and as a result, this guy got, like, the notary that we had when we bought our house got something like, I mean, a multiple thousands of dollars in payment for accomplishing this service, which was crazy to me. I wasn't that, like, upset about it, because I was like, hey man, if you're playing the game, you know, you gotta pay the admission fee. But I was also, like, simultaneously like, man, this seems like a sweet gig. Like, I almost felt like it was a good lesson for me in, like, you know, like, it was a small price to pay to learn about this field that might be nice to just, like, get certified on the weekends and just be like a notary. In Nebraska, notaries can only be paid $10 per contract. That is not the case in BC. In BC, like, I don't know if it's proportional to the value of the contract being signed. Maybe it wasn't thousands of dollars, but it was at least in, like, it was like 500 plus. You can get it done at UPS stores here? What the hell? In the US, you can get it done at UPS? Vancouver notary service is 60 bucks. Dan, you know, how much is a notary? I gotta go, look, I'll be honest. Casino. It's possible that I got scammed by my notary. But also, it was one of those things where, like, and I guess this is a flex, so I apologize, but, like, the value that was written on the contracts when we bought our house was, like, so staggering. It was like, you know, pay me, so you agree, like, you're gonna pay back this number that has, like, 15 commas in it over the course of the rest of your life? And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then he was like, by the way, my fee is like X. And I was like, that's only like, you know, 0.00001% of the cost of the mortgage. So honestly, like, it seems like I'm getting a deal. That was a lawyer explaining things to you. There was also a notary on the side. I didn't realize that you were in the room with me when we had this. I feel like that's something a notary should have pointed out, is like, by the way, this guy from chat was in the room. I know you're of the opinion right now that it's just you, your wife, and the notary, but there's also this guy over here that 3 years after the event is going to actually tell you what happens. Well, how did I get here? Letting the days go by? I don't know what happened there. Let the water hold me down. Into the blue again after Miss Piggy's gone. It's Kermit the Frog. I would like to see a damage upgrade. So did you get scammed or are you misremembering? I don't know. Like, honestly, here's the thing. You're never gonna know. Because, like, for me to figure out if I was scammed by my notary, and scammed in this case literally means paying more than it costs in Nebraska, I'm going to have to find, like, my original, like, mortgage documentation, which is, like, you know, deep within a filing cabinet that I really don't give a shit about. So, like, how much did you pay the notary for real? I don't know. I haven't thought about it in, like 2 years. Give me... How much do you pay a notary when signing a mortgage BC? These fees are typically between $400 and $2,500 in BC. Yay, hey, hold on. I told you. Yeah, because you're, like, legally transferring, like, land titles and stuff. It's not merely, like, signing a contract. Who would have thought the guy that was there had a better memory of what was happening than chat's knowledge of notaries? BC is a racket. Trust me, it doesn't sting as much to pay $350 extra for your notary versus Nebraska when the housing prices go up 40% year over year. Kind of all comes out in the wash. I'm a mortgage broker in British Columbia. Those fees seem about right to me. There we go. Case closed. We got it. I didn't want to pull a flex out there. It's just I'm being notary-splained to when I was the person who went through the event. I'm the primary source for it, and people are like, wrong. And then whenever you're like, when you bring evidence to the table instead, they're like, well, before signing that, you should have simply petitioned the Mortgage and Securities Commission of British Columbia to make notaries have a capped fee. And you're like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? You walking up to like the counter at Wendy's being like, is this chicken like locally sourced? And also, do the chickens have large talons? I should have negotiated. I should have offered, hey, excuse me, did you know that in Nebraska, a notary is capped at $10? I will say that's probably, I bet it's, so if it's $10 per contract, I think we signed at least like 4 to 6 different contracts that day. So even then, we would have been talking like maybe $50. I guess you can sign a contract in more than one location, but we were signing for like a half hour. It was crazy. At some point, like, you feel bad, but like when you're signing it, you just kind of stop listening. Like, it's a very serious thing to be signing. Don't get me wrong. But simultaneously, you're like, just get on with it, man. I get it. It's like, you know, hey, by the way, if you don't pay this, like, we're going to take the house away from you. I get it. I get it. Pay your mortgage. Anyway, long story short, I mean, like, this is just a perfect example of Twitch, right? I gave you a great career. I said, hey, move to British Columbia, become a notary public. You get paid $400 to $2,500 on average per house closing, and I don't know, they're selling like 1,000 a day, not each obviously, but, and everybody instead, they just want to argue over minutia. I just gave you the key. I gave you the key to passive income. You know what? You're the kind of person, if I gave you the option between getting $20 million or a book that said how to earn $20 million, you would take the 20 million. And I think that says a lot about chat and honestly, like, your personality. I would take the book. If you gave me the opportunity to have $250,000 or a dinner with Jay-Z, I would take the $250,000. Well, no, sorry, I misspoke. Jay-Z, please, if you're listening, I would take the meal with Jay-Z because I would learn how to become a billionaire from that dinner. Jay-Z would be like, I don't know, make some good raps and then invest. And I'd be like, thank you so much. I'll do that. Jay-Z would be like, be born at exactly the right time to follow the rise of East Coast hip-hop and then make many shrewd business decisions from that point onwards. And I would be like, thank you, sir. Endlessly repeatable advice. I don't have any problem with Jay-Z. Do I like any Jay-Z songs? I like, I mean, 99 Problems is a good song, I think. Bonnie and Clyde, Part 1. Big Pimpin'. I will say and I'm not even suggesting it's a bad song, but if I never heard Empire State of Mind again, it would be too soon. It's just, it's so, like, I haven't heard it in a while, I'll admit, but there really was like 5 years where it was played everywhere. Can I just get out of here, man? Can I just get out of here? I don't know how any of this works, and I'm scared. The devil. What are your thoughts on Wonderwall? Wonderwall, in my opinion, is the worst of the holy trinity of Oasis songs. I don't think it's necessarily a bad song. It's so you know, wired into the culture at this point. It's hard to kind of judge it by regular song standards. My opinion, number 1 Oasis song, Don't Look Back in Anger. Number 2 Oasis song, Champagne Supernova. Distant third, Wonderwall. And then, like, maybe 15th we'll say, like, La La. Not Layla. We don't talk about Eric Clapton. Don't fight Mega Satan. That's like the only way we could lose at this point. Health down, damage up. That's the way I like to frick. Talk about Dire Straits. I mean, I got nothing to say about Dire Straits. I only know 2 songs of theirs. The exact 2 you would expect. And, I mean, I really like Money for Nothing. I got nothing against Sultans of Swing, but I really like Money for Nothing. Like, the way that it has that, like, monolithic start with the guitar. How do they even make the sound? Like, it's, I would listen to that song willingly, for sure. I would definitely not hit the next button on Spotify if it came up. I'm gonna go listen to it right now. It's a great song. Like, I guess I know Walk of Life as well, but I honestly didn't know. Like, I'm having a moment right now where I realized that A, I didn't know that was by Dire Straits, and B, for some reason I think it was I thought it was called Walk On By. It's just a walk on by. It's just a walk on. Beep, boop. Skibby deep doop boop boop. Death card, stars card, justice card. Justice. Woohoo! He does say woohoo in that song. I like a song with some woohoos in it, like the Sims are getting down. I like song 2, notable woohoos. Big Summer Blowout. There's got to be a, oh, Buddy Holly? Yeah, absolutely. DuckTales, I'm kind of over it, but sure. Like, I'll allow it, because we're all having fun here. Opinions on The Cure. Like them a lot. There's a period in my life where all I listened to was Friday, I'm in Love, Just Like Heaven, Boys Don't Cry, Pictures of You, Disintegration, like just that over and over and over again. I would not like to do a victory lap. Pay out the believers. 60-40, let's go. Who's your dad's favorite artist? Paul Simon? I don't know, man. He goes through phases. Like, when I was growing up, it was like, it went like Alanis Morissette, Steve Earle, John Mayer, Christina Aguilera, James Blunt. This was not a nice time to be me at home when the James Blunt era came in. And because my mom plays the guitar and sings as well, so she'd just be practicing at home. They'd listen to James Blunt, and then when she practiced, she'd be like, my life is brilliant. And I'm like, oh, it's like, she's a great singer, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know if I can. I already hear this song like 20 times on the radio every single day, and then it's always on TV, and then they're listening to the CD, and then they're also singing this. Anyway. And then they got really into, I'm realizing now I don't know his name. He's a Canadian folk artist. Like, you know what? I can, this will be a flex. His name is David Francie. And I don't know where they're at now. My dad, he's actually, whenever I go home, I feel like he plays predominantly AC/DC and Billy Joel. Which is, you know, is fair. He's of the right age. And Seth Rogen. Yeah, he doesn't play a whole lot of Vaporwave. Anyway, it was a good 2 hours in the casino. The doubters got some and the believers got some.